San Francisco, the Golden Gate City, the city by the bay, Fog City. This metropolis, nestled on the edge of the Pacific, is known by many names, each offering a glimpse into its multifaceted personality. From the romantic allure of its bridges shrouded in mist to the vibrant tapestry of its neighborhoods, San Francisco has an uncanny ability to capture the imagination. But perhaps no other moniker evokes as much passion and debate as the two-syllable nickname, Frisco. San Francisco is more than just a name. It's a story. It's a story of Spanish missionaries and gold-seeking adventurers, of bohemian artists and tech visionaries. It's a story etched into the very fabric of the city, from the winding streets of Chinatown to the colorful murals of the Mission District. To utter the name San Francisco is to invoke the spirit of innovation, creativity, and resilience that has come to define this remarkable city. The name itself harkens back to the city's Spanish colonial past, a reminder of the layers of history that have shaped its identity. It speaks to a time when the Golden Gate was just a narrow strait, and the hills were dotted with windmills rather than Victorian mansions. It's a name that carries the weight of the past, a reminder of the indigenous people who first called this land home, and the waves of immigrants who have contributed to its rich cultural tapestry. But San Francisco also represents the city's present and future. It's a name synonymous with progress, from the groundbreaking technology emerging from Silicon Valley to the city's ongoing commitment to social justice and environmental sustainability. And then there's Frisco. Frisco. The nickname that sparks 1,000 arguments in coffee shops and bars across the city. A word that can elicit groans, eye rolls, and even the occasional fist shake. But why all the fuss over a simple shortening of a name? Well, as with most things in San Francisco, it's complicated. The origins of Frisco are a bit murky, but it likely emerged in the mid-19th century as a shorthand used by sailors, gold miners, and other rough-and-tumble characters who flocked to the burgeoning city during the gold rush. It was a time of rapid growth and transformation, a time when San Francisco was a Wild West outpost, full of saloons, gambling dens, and dreams of striking it rich. Frisco fit right in with the city's gritty frontier spirit. As San Francisco matured and sought to shed its rough-around-the-edges image, Frisco fell out of favor with the city's elite. They saw it as undignified, a reminder of a less refined era. The city fathers even went so far as to pass a resolution in 1917 officially discouraging the use of the nickname. But like a stubborn weed, Frisco refused to be eradicated. The debate over Frisco versus San Francisco is more than just a linguistic squabble. It's a reflection of the city's evolving identity and the different ways people experience it. For some, San Francisco represents the city's sophistication, its cultural richness, and its place as a global metropolis. It's the name they use in formal settings, on business cards, and when addressing a stranger. Frisco, on the other hand, is reserved for more casual interactions, a term of endearment used among friends and fellow San Franciscans. It's a way of signaling that you're in the know, that you understand the city's quirks and contradictions. It's a badge of honor for some, a way of showing that you're not just a visitor passing through, but a part of the city's fabric. Of course, not everyone subscribes to this dichotomy. There are plenty of San Franciscans who cringe at the sound of Frisco, finding it disrespectful, uncultured, or simply inaccurate. They argue that it's a name imposed on the city by outsiders who don't understand its history or its nuances. To them, San Francisco is the only acceptable name, a way of honoring the city's legacy and its rightful place in the world. Section 5. When in Rome, or should we say San Francisco? So, what's the verdict? Is it ever okay to use Frisco? Like most things in life, it depends. Context is key. If you're writing a formal letter to the mayor, addressing a conference of scholars, or trying to impress your future in-laws, it's probably best to stick with San Francisco. You'll avoid any raised eyebrows and demonstrate a certain level of respect for the city and its inhabitants. But if you're chatting with friends at a Giants game, ordering a sourdough bread bowl at Fisherman's Wharf, or belting out a karaoke rendition of Tony Bennett's I Left My Heart in San Francisco, which, by the way, uses San Francisco throughout, feel free to let Frisco roll off your tongue. Just be prepared for a potential debate about the merits of each nickname. Ultimately, the best advice is to follow the lead of the locals. Pay attention to how they refer to their city and adjust your language accordingly. If you're unsure, err on the side of caution and use San Francisco. Section 6. Nicknames, a reflection of the city's soul. The Frisco versus San Francisco debate might seem trivial on the surface, but it speaks to a larger truth about cities and the nicknames we bestow upon them. Just like people, cities have personalities, quirks, and contradictions. And just like nicknames given to friends and family, city nicknames can reveal a lot about how we perceive and relate to these urban landscapes. Nicknames can be terms of endearment, conveying a sense of familiarity, affection, and even ownership. They can also be used to highlight certain characteristics of a city, whether it's its history, its culture, its geography, or its people. Think of the Big Apple for New York City, the Windy City for Chicago, or the City of Angels for Los Angeles. Each nickname conjures up a specific image or feeling, shaping our understanding of these urban giants. Section 7. The power of a name. The power of a name, even a nickname, should never be underestimated. Names have the ability to shape perceptions, evoke emotions, and even influence behavior. They can create a sense of belonging, foster community pride, and attract visitors from around the world. A well-chosen nickname can become synonymous with a city, instantly recognizable and deeply meaningful to those who live there and those who aspire to visit. Think of the marketing power of the Big Apple or the romantic allure of the City of Lights. These nicknames have become integral parts of their respective cities' identities, shaping how they are perceived and experienced by millions of people each year. They are more than just names, they are brands, conveying a specific image and promise to the world. But the power of a name can also be used for less savory purposes. In the case of San Francisco, both San Francisco and Frisco have their place. Each nickname reflects a different facet of the city's personality, its history, and its people. San Francisco speaks to the city's grandeur, its cultural significance, and its place on the world stage. Frisco represents the city's more casual, down-to-earth side, its spirit of innovation, and its enduring ability to surprise and delight. Rather than viewing these nicknames as opposing forces, perhaps we can embrace the duality they represent. San Francisco is a city of contrasts, a place where Victorian architecture meets modern skyscrapers, where fog-shrouded hills give way to sunny beaches, and where cutting-edge technology coexists with a deep appreciation for history and tradition. It's a city that defies easy categorization, and its nicknames reflect this complexity. So the next time you find yourself in the city by the bay, take a moment to appreciate the city's many names and the stories they tell. San Francisco is a city that gets under your skin. It's a place that stays with you long after you've left, its hills, bridges, and fog-drenched streets etched in your memory. It's a city that inspires both fierce loyalty and passionate debate, a place where people aren't afraid to voice their opinions, whether it's about politics, art, or the proper way to make a sourdough bread bowl. But perhaps the most enduring quality of San Francisco is its heart. Beneath the city's sophisticated veneer lies a spirit of generosity, a willingness to embrace the unconventional, and a deep-seated belief in the power of community. It's a city where people look out for one another, where diversity is celebrated, and where dreams, no matter how big or small, have a chance to take flight. Every San Franciscan has their own personal relationship with the city, their own favorite haunts, hidden gems, and cherished memories. There's no right or wrong way to experience San Francisco. The city reveals itself to you in layers, like peeling back the petals of a flower, each layer revealing new beauty and complexity. You might find your San Francisco in the quiet moments, watching the fog roll in over the Golden Gate Bridge, the city skyline disappearing beneath a blanket of white. Or perhaps you'll discover it in the vibrant energy of a street festival, surrounded by music, laughter, and the aromas of 1,000 different cuisines. No matter how you choose to experience it, San Francisco has a way of getting under your skin and staying with you long after you've said goodbye. It's a city that challenges you, inspires you, and ultimately embraces you for who you are. So, come wander its hills, explore its neighborhoods, and discover the magic that awaits around every corner. And don't forget to listen closely. You might just hear the city whispering its many names, each one a love letter to its enduring spirit and its undeniable charm.